President Xi Jinping is visiting the European Union's headquarters in Brussels. He's meeting top leaders of the EU and discussing China-EU ties, especially trade ties. The EU is China's largest trading partner, with a trade volume topping $500 billion a year for 3 years running. For more on the visit, let's cross live to our correspondent Jack Barton in Brussels. Hello, Jack. Tell us more about the Chinese president's agenda in Belgium.
Well, President Xi arrived at the European Council early this morning, making him the first Chinese president ever to visit the EU headquarters. He's already met with Herman Van Rompuy, the Council president, as well as Martin Schulz, the European Parliament president. He's about to meet also with the Commission President, Jose Manuel Barroso, and all three of them and other officials will then be sitting for a roundtable that is expected to begin in a few minutes' time from now. That is expected to focus heavily on trade and investment. That's going to be the key topics at that roundtable. After that, though, he'll then be meeting with Belgium's Prime Minister. They'll be looking at closer bilateral ties between Belgium and China. China is seeking much deeper investment in Belgium. Certainly throughout this tour, we've seen Xi has been accompanied by a 200-strong business delegate. They've made many multi-billion dollar, I should say, deals along the way. Belgium is hoping for the same here, that they can sign some key deals, but in return, they're also hoping for some key investment opportunities in China.
Oh, Jack, we understand the president plans to make the case for EU leaders to consider a multi-billion-dollar free trade deal with China. How likely is it that a deal could find favor in Europe?
Well, it's already got a lot of favor amongst some of the big economies here. There are some countries that are still a little bit nervous about this, but the big economies like Britain are not among them. They've been pushing for this as well. However, given the amount of obstacles, just the technical obstacles still remaining between the 28 EU countries and China, it would still be quite a while off. There are still allegations, even though those trade tensions of last year have eased enormously, there are still allegations on both sides of subsidies, helping companies, giving them an unfair competitive advantage. Also, European companies want to be able to invest into China without having a Chinese partner with a larger stake, or there's a lot of very large obstacles still in the way. And if you take the US-EU FTA, the Free Trade Agreement, as an example, there are almost no barriers left between Europe and the US, and yet just trying to get this final agreement signed is a long and torturous process. So a lot of people are very favorable towards a free trade agreement with China. It has a lot of support here, but when you talk to analysts, the time frame they give you, they say it will be at least a decade before this happens.
Thank you very much. Our correspondent Jack Barton in Brussels.